Welcome to this explainer on mastering financial pressure. Today, we're unpacking a really vital conversation derived from the Invisible Man project. You know that absolute pit in your stomach you get right before opening your banking app? Well, if you've ever felt that, this explainer is definitely for you. We're going way beyond generic textbook budgeting today to give you actionable, real-world tools. We want to help you carry the heavy weight of financial responsibility without breaking under it.
Let's kick things off with this thought. Many men are not just tired physically, they are financially tired. When you're constantly trying to provide, to have all the answers, and to just be this unbreakable rock for everyone else, the fatigue seeps deep into your bones. It's the kind of tired that, honestly, 8 hours of sleep just isn't going to fix. You aren't just physically drained after a long week, you are financially tired. And that specific exhaustion is exactly what we're confronting today.
Section 1. The silent financial pressure. We're talking about the unseen weight. I want you to really ask yourself this critical question. Reflect on the immense expectations placed upon fathers, husbands, sons, and really anyone who others depend on. What is the biggest money pressure you face today? What's the heaviest burden you feel when you're just sitting in your car before walking into the house, thinking about the month ahead?
Because the pressure, it's almost never just one isolated crisis. It's like this massive, teetering stack of expectations. It's the creeping debts, the silent marriage expectations, trying to find the money for school fees, the looming anxiety of sudden unemployment, and then intense cultural expectation to always be the ultimate provider. It piles up so rapidly until you feel like you're literally carrying an anvil on your back everywhere you go.
Society relentlessly beats this drum that a man's worth is tied directly to his earning power, that your entire identity is your paycheck. But that equation is fundamentally flawed, and honestly, it's incredibly dangerous. We have to establish right now, before we even touch a single budget or money tip, that your value is not just your income. Instead, think about the true character traits, the deep roots that actually anchor a family and a community. Your wisdom, your quiet discipline, your honesty, and your consistency day in and day out. These are your true value. Look, money is an important tool, absolutely, but it is not the totality of who you are. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is remembered solely for their bank balance.
Moving on to Section 2. Know your financial numbers. And honestly, we just need to stop guessing.
We so often convince ourselves we're broke because there simply isn't enough money coming in, but the reality is usually very different. We're broke because we don't track our outgoings. When you actually map it out, say rent is eating up 30%, food takes 25%, then transport, school fees, and that heavy, painful 20% chunk going straight to servicing debt, the leaks become blindingly obvious. It's the small daily spending, airtime, forgotten subscriptions. They silently eat away at the pie. Stop guessing. Track every single expense.
Which brings us to Section 3. Resetting mindsets and boundaries.
This one is heavy. It is a devastating trade-off to drown quietly just to look successful. Buying things you literally cannot afford and saying yes when you absolutely know you should say no is slowly breaking you. So many men suffer in complete silence simply because they're trying to maintain the illusion that everything is perfectly fine. Stop trying to impress people while you are secretly drowning.
We urgently need to balance our actual, genuine needs against external expectations. On one side, you've got your non-negotiables: food, shelter, clean water, transport to get to work. But on the other side, you have family pressure, demands for a newer car, non-emergencies, or that sudden emergency loan for a cousin's third wedding. Requests that feel intensely urgent but actually aren't. Living within your means and defending that boundary, that's a profound sign of wisdom, not a sign of weakness.
Here is a powerful phrase, a literal game changer, that you can start using today. I hear you, but I cannot do it right now. Say it out loud right now if you have to. Not every single family request is a 5-alarm fire that has to be put out with your wallet. Setting this boundary fiercely protects both you and the people who rely on you for the long haul.
All right, Section 4. Communicate and build slowly.
You know, so many relationship conflicts and explosive marriage blowups are actually just financial fear wearing a mask of anger. You need to sit down and have honest, completely transparent conversations about what you can realistically afford long before it turns into a fight. Diffuse the bomb early. Do not pretend, because pretending today only guarantees a much more painful, devastating reality check tomorrow.
When it comes to the actual financial recovery process, listen, you don't have to get rich overnight or fix everything by Friday. Build slowly. Just start with one small discipline. Pay off just one debt slowly. Cancel just one unnecessary expense today. Learn one new skill this month to increase your value in the marketplace. Consistency over time completely overrides those massive, overwhelming leaps that we inevitably abandon anyway.
To put that into perspective, even saving a tiny amount, like R50, it fundamentally changes your brain's wiring. If 50 Rand or whatever small pocket change you have is all you can manage right now, do it. It builds the massive behavioral discipline required for long-term success, proving to yourself that you are finally back in the driver's seat of your money.
And finally, Section 5. You are not invisible. Please do not suffer alone.
Because way too many men face this silent depression from crushing financial strain, it's absolutely vital to grab the lifelines available to you. Seek help. Talk to someone you implicitly trust. Ask for advice early, create a ruthless budget, plan, pray, and try again when you stumble. You just can't stay silent while the struggle pulls you under the water.
Take this in for a second. Your struggles, your exhaustion, the sheer weight you carry on your shoulders every single day, they are recognized. You are seen.
Your voice, your anxieties, those very real and sometimes terrifying financial realities you're facing late at night, they matter. You are heard.
And going back to what we said earlier, your worth to your family and your community goes way, way beyond your bank account. You are valued for your character, your wisdom, and your steadfast presence.
You are not a failure just because you're struggling to make the math work this month. And most importantly, you are not invisible in this fight.
So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question. Who is one brother you can share this message with today? Think about who else in your life might be carrying this heavy load silently. Who else needs to know that their value isn't just their income? Share this explainer with them so you can learn, grow, and heal together. Thank you so much for joining me, and remember to just take it one small step at a time.